I do have a long view of Lucasville because I was born in 1941 out on the top of Rose Hill, where there's in a log cabin. And then we moved into Lucasville when I was about 3 years old. And I grew up on Elmwood Avenue down in the Bottoms. Lucasville always provided, it made me feel special. The drive-in started in about 1949. I was about 8 years old. I probably was 9 or 10 when I first went. And it was with my family, my mother and father and my 3 brothers. So we had a car full. And we didn't have much money. Mom would make a big bag of popcorn, maybe some bologna sandwiches, something like that, and off we'd go. And if we had a little bit of money, we would get a drink from the concession stand. And then part of getting settled in was getting that speaker off the boat. It was like about a 6x8 metal box. And Daddy would put it on the window, as you were supposed to, and that's where the sound came in. And then, we would watch our movie, and then we would have our snacks, and the intermission would come, and the big clock on the screen would say it's going to be 15 minutes, and everybody's run around to the concession stand. Then you'd settle back in and watch your second movie and maybe doze off. Mostly. And then when it was time to go, it was a matter of judging when was just the right time to go, so you didn't miss much of the movie, but you would get ahead of everybody else. Because the hard part of going to the drive-in was actually getting back out on Route 23 to get home. And so you'd have this big long line, and in the summer the roads would be dusty, and so you're sitting in all this dust and you're moving up, and you didn't have air conditioning in your car, and so it was hot. So slowly you would get out. So when I heard that the Glow Group was going to be able to put on 2 nights of movies at the drive-in theater, I couldn't believe it. We've always wanted that drive-in to stay with us, and this one event might make that happen.
Well, what I remember is when I was a kid, Mom and Dad would have us put on our pajamas, and they'd pop popcorn and bring something to drink, and we'd pile in the station wagon and we'd go watch the movies. And we might not make it to the last movie, but if we didn't, that was okay, because my sister and I were in pajamas and Dad would carry us in the house and put us in bed.
We did the same thing, kind of. Mom would let us play. They had a playground by the time we were going to the movies, and we would go play. And of course, your mom doesn't want you to get dirty. So of course we would get dirty, and then she would make us change into our pajamas. And I can remember playing with all these kids that I wasn't familiar with, because with the drive-in theater, you got kids coming from Northwest, you got them coming from Memphis, you got them, everywhere around here, because that was one of the 3 drive-in theaters that we had in Souda County. And that was the best, though, because they had a playground, and we loved to go to their concession stand, so it was really cool. I was thinking back the other night about some of the memories that I have of that theater. One of them is we were watching the Apple Dumpling Gang. And for whatever, my sister and my brother, we were laughing over and over and over, because this little girl in the movie says, "Hey, mister, I gotta go." And it went throughout the entire movie, so that became a joke. Every time we take a trip on a family vacation or anywhere, we'd, "Mom, I gotta go," or, "Mister, I gotta go." So we started, just playing off of that and everything. Being the romantic that I am, of course, after Lisa and I got married in '88, I decided that Star Trek V, the premiere, was the ultimate romantic show to take her to, because I had to convert her. She wasn't a Trekkie at that time. She wasn't a Trekkie. So I took her to the theater and we watched Star Trek V. That was not a great Star Trek flick, but it was fun taking her, We actually had a really great time watching Star Trek VI, because what was it? We found out that you were pregnant, and we signed for our house, and we went and watched Star Trek 6 all in one day. Yeah, that was big time. It was one of those things like, woo!
When I first saw on Facebook that Glow was doing this, I just thought that they would be inundated with people wanting to go, because the drive-in was always such a big part of the community when it was open. So many people enjoyed going and spending time there and doing things that I knew it would be a packed house event.
Yeah. And I actually was invited to do the narration for the nativity scene last year, and I loved doing that, and they invited me back for this year too. So when he told me that Glow was going to be a part of this celebration to reopen the Scioto Breeze, or we called it the Skeeter Breeze at one time because the mosquitoes were so bad. You just have to spray yourself down with off, wouldn't you, honey? You're close to the river, right? So, but I got so excited because I thought, I'm going to take the grandkids. My mom has just moved back here. We're going to take her. We're going to grab the whole family. We'll have a whole van load down there. Maybe might have to have 2 vehicles, right?
Probably.
I'm excited about Glow bringing all these events to our community, because I hate to say it, but Lucasville has been known for a 1993 prison break, years ago, and I'm thinking we need to be known for more than that.
With having 3 grandchildren, 4 and under, when we first heard about the plans for the amphitheater park area, and it includes a playground, I thought that was nice to know that there would be a playground area that we could bring the kids to, that they could enjoy.
Glow is doing so much for our community right now as far as building on events, and it's family-oriented events. It's things that you can bring your 4-year-old, your 12-year-old, your teenager to. And there's so much in the world nowadays that you can't take them to this movie or this event because you're like, well, I have no idea what's going to be said. Well, I know we're going to a Glow event. It's going to be family friendly, and they're going to have stuff going on there that the kids are going to be able to participate in. The adults are going to have a good time watching the kids. I just think it's tremendous.
But something has changed, and I think there are a lot of people in Lucasville that are responsible for it. But we have to tip our hat to the Glow group. I'm a huge supporter of the efforts of that group, and I don't know how they come up with these wonderful ideas. And this park, it's such a long-term, big project, but it's like they're ready for anything that will make Lucasville better.
You need something to look forward to, and I think Glow is building on that. They are building on looking forward to these events, parades and the nativity, and now the drive-in and the amphitheater. I think that's all stuff we're going to look forward to. Go Glow, go Lucasville, and hey, we hope you enjoy the movie tonight.